Welcome to this new video. As you can see, new surroundings. We are visiting Carmencita Film Lab in Valencia. I believe this is the most well-known film lab in Europe, as several people have recommended it to me, and today we want to see what it looks like behind the scenes. We've done something in this direction before. Not every lab is drastically different in what it does, but Carmencita, I think, is the biggest in Europe and also a safe address for film photographers. Here, it's much more about the community aspect, and you'll soon see that it's incredibly huge. I think I've never seen so many scanners in one place. That's why I would say, let's first take a look around here a bit, and then we also want to ask, how is film actually doing? Now, I would say, let's not talk any longer and just take a look. I find it very exciting that somehow every lab, every room is so different. For example, we have already been to Safe Light or Double Film. It looks a bit more playful there. Here, it's just really classic with this gallery character, and if you didn't smell the typical chemicals, I don't think I would expect to be in a film lab here. When you look behind the counter, you kind of get it, but at first glance, it's something entirely different and has a completely different vibe. It's still very inviting. And I think the focus here is really on classic photography. That's why I'm even more excited that we get to be here and get a glimpse.
Hi, welcome to Carmencita. I'll give you a tour.
Thank you.
Obviously, most of people just come for film and also to drop off. So this is the first step that you actually encounter the photographer or your client. If they have a special look, they can mention it here. If they have any preferences regarding scan, they will mention it here as well. Obviously, then we're going to send a confirmation email and they'll be able to give us more details about that in order to, have the final results matching their expectations as best as we can.
Even looking into this film fridge, you can already see the classic film stocks. One of them, this 100, 400, I don't even know what it's called, was already tested by the good Jose, whom we met in Barcelona. I've never seen it before. Maybe we could make a video about it. Feel free to let me know in the comments. Otherwise, nothing really unusual here. With Double Film, we discovered some really awesome film stocks. Here, even classic silver salts, which we visited in Berlin. Greetings go out to Thomas.
Well, this is the part where actually the work gets done. So the first thing you see here is basically the office team, marketing, our designing team as well. And in the back, you have Alfredo that works all camera stuff, because we're also buying and selling some cameras. Once the film is ready to start being processed, it starts here. This is where you're gonna develop it. We develop all kinds of processes, color, black and white, ECN2 as well. So depending on the process, it will be assigned a location here in the lab. We could say that this is really the lab part. And we try to keep it very organized because of all the workflow. We really have to keep track of all the film, and each film has an assigned date. So we try to keep track of that.
How many rolls of film you have per week here?
Average 700 per week.
That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Yeah. You definitely feel it. And this will be just
Valencia.
Just the data from Valencia. And also we receive film from all over the world. Actually, if you see my desk, you'll see it's full of packages. Yeah. So you're gonna find stuff from, the United States, from South Africa, from Japan, all over. No matter where you are in the world, your film can end up here for sure. We really appreciate all the journey the film does. And like I said, we try to back up our photographers and our clients with the shipping, but we also insist a lot in the pickup of the negatives or the return of the negatives. Because around the lab, you're going to find that we have a very big archive from people that have dropped off their film here from many years ago. And we try to reinforce the idea of picking back your negatives, because that's your pictures, actually. Yeah. If anything happens to your computer, you can always rescan them. So it's good to have your negatives.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm also a big fan of keeping negatives.
Yeah.
Just also physical memory, right?
Absolutely, and actually when you start building your archive, it can be fun. The physical part of the archive is can be something beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. After we develop a film, obviously, most of the clients want a digital file, so we're gonna scan them. And as you can see here, we have two people working a lot of scanners at the same time. We have Frontier and Rita, depends a little bit on the look that you're going for. And obviously, if you want to keep the black edges, we're going to have to use the frontier. So that would be probably one of the first steps in order to achieve the look that you're trying to go for, would be definitely in scanning. And afterwards, well, the scan is obviously a base for the editing work that we do. There's a big team that is working each frame.
I think the editing is something really unique because the most labs, they do the basic retouching on the scanners and then you get the files and the rest is up to you. So maybe we can go around and you tell us a little bit more about the editing process.
So we're not going to really change anything major in the image. We're not going to change the major essence of the film and of the photography that you made, but we're going to try to bring out the best of it. So we're going to tweak some of the colors and the highlights and all that. And that's the main purpose, because the most important thing is that the final result matches your expectations, and that's why we keep such close communication with the photographer in order to understand what their expectations are, what the process was, what the final result is expected to be, and the editing part is really what's gonna bring that out mostly. We always ask for a feedback, not only because we do want you to be happy with the final result, but also because we want to improve ourselves and see if we're going the right way or if there's anything we need to change. So obviously there's always room for that, and we greatly appreciate it.
So back there, I also see you do some printing. You
Yes.
also mentioned it. Maybe you could also give us a little insight.
Perfect.
What's about that?
Great. Some people wish to print their work, either may it be analog photography or digital, and we have a whole department that is dedicated to that. And it's very nice to see that after you receive the scans and you get a look of your images, you want to put them on paper. That's what photography was intended for. It can either be for exhibits like the one that we have in our store part as well, or for any purpose that you intend to, and just to keep your pictures as well in a photo album. If actually you get your prints developed, scanned and then printed, the circle is completed.
I really have to say, I am truly mind blown. It is totally crazy what is going on here, what they are achieving. And somehow it has nothing to do with how I used to see a small lab. Everything we've seen so far is somehow completely different, beautiful in a different way. And here really these looks, this work, this quality that goes into it. And you can also tell from the whole team with what passion they are working on it. Really, really great. We've already learned that Carmencita does far more than just a film lab service, like making large prints or small framed ones, and also cool things like this Best of the Year photo book or smaller magazines for artists that they select themselves. Let's talk a bit about what it's all about.
Carmencita Editions is a project that we started in 2021 with 3 team members. And so we've been facing a lot of challenges, but basically what we do is we do a collectionable. And so we've been doing twice a year, one collectionable, and then we just started this year with the hardcover. The idea behind editions is that we publish a work that is not published yet. So what we like to do is to look at the body of work of the artist and just do a compilation of that body of work. And then this year we started to do more projects oriented books for artists that don't have the resources to publish or don't work with an editorial in an active way.
How do you choose the artists you work with?
So that's a very good question, because a lot of people ask us how we choose the artist. We don't randomly choose the artist, but sometimes there's an artist that catch our eye that would be in our customer list, but also sometimes just artists that we look on Instagram or we say, oh, this artist is not yet published and we think their work is awesome and we want to publish them. So that was the case, for example, for our last edition, this one, the horizontal one that we did. This artist is from Tokyo, and she was not in our customer list, but yet we know her through Book & Sons, because we do a collaboration with Book & Sons for distribution and so on. And so this artist we saw on Instagram, and we were like, oh, that's so interesting what she does, and we really wanted to publish her. So she was just like, yes, of course. Yeah. It's interesting also to give this artists the opportunity to have the project on paper, which had a lot of values.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing service for the community. Is there anything you can do to get on your radar to be discovered?
I mean, the best way is just to email us. edition@carmencitafilmlab.com.
Yeah. So, write an email if you want to be featured.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. Thank you for the insights.
Yes, you're welcome.
Now, we will definitely conduct another interview with dear Rita and talk a bit about it. The question we asked at the beginning, why is film actually so lively again? And what does its future look like? I mean, a place like this really suggests that it can only continue, and more people will be interested in the subject. So definitely stay tuned. And Rita just mentioned the topic of handprints. Definitely check out the Good Miguel in Barcelona, with whom we've already done something in that direction. He conducts really cool workshops. So definitely throw this video into the timeline.
I have the impression that many people think film is dead or it's like something from the past. Do you have any idea why film is still relevant today?
Because you can't find that feeling of shooting film in anything else, I think. Even though I adore photography and I'm not one of those people that say that only analog photography is worth it. No, I appreciate all sorts of photography and all sorts of art, to be honest. But the feeling of shooting analog, you can't really replicate it in any other way. When you pick the roll, when you try to imagine how the result will be, you get to pick your gear as well. You can play a lot with it. You load your film. You're always a little bit uncertain what you're coming across as well. And then for me, it's when you drop off the film in your lab, when you're actually sharing your work and sharing your responsibility of your work with other people, because there will be someone else developing it, scanning it, and retouching it. So it really puts a lot of trust in the film, and I guess you gain a lot with that as well. When you're not just keeping it to yourself, you can also do the process yourself, but once you get other people involved, it won't be just your touch, and I feel like film photography gains a lot from it, and most definitely would be one of the reasons why film is not dead. No way. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't personally thought even about the whole thing that so many people are involved in making your pictures come alive. What do you think makes Carmencita keeping film alive?
I feel like keeping film alive is processing it well, and we definitely try to do it. So once you feel like you can still invest your money and your time in film because the result is worth it, you're keeping the machine going. Also, Carmencita has a big presence in the whole analog community with other labs, with photographers, with brands of film and cameras and all sorts of gear, and that keeps the flow going.
I think that's something the niche really needs. Like the people keeping the whole spirit and making it possible to still work with that medium.
Then there's all sorts of resources that Carmencita does, like for instance, editions. You don't have to shoot photography to appreciate a book or a magazine or an issue. So that's a part of it. I feel like the future of analog photography is sharing your work and allowing other people to be part of it, because it's the path to go. You realize you gain so much more when you're just not keeping it to yourself, that labs will give professional results, which is what's happening right now, and people will appreciate it. And that may be for your professional occupation or also just your vacation pictures, because why not have good pictures from that and good results from the pictures that you made and you probably enjoyed it.
Do you see any trends in regards of maybe numbers or people getting into analog photography?
I feel like it's a very niche thing still, but within the niche you have people that really love it and people that give it a try during the summer and they use disposable cameras, for instance, just for the sake of it and for the fun of it, which I think is awesome, because why not just going to the beach and taking a disposable, or going to a party and taking a disposable as well. And I feel like the trend is probably that once you either have your old grandparents' camera in your house and you notice it, and one day you decide to put a roll in it and you like it and you're in it for life. I was actually amazed when I started working here to realize that there are so many people living off film, doing their whole shoots, weddings, for instance, in film, which I think is great. But then when you look at it, it was always there. Especially in editorial and fashion and all that, it was always there. And it's a feeling to it and a look to it that you can't really replicate with digital. Although you can try and you can enjoy that process as well. And I feel like there has been some technological advances in digital photography that try to replicate film as well, that are very nice, and they also add up to the whole analog community. Because in the end, maybe you can get some grain, or maybe you can get a color that kind of reminds you of a certain film, but you're not loading the film in the camera.
Absolutely, yeah. You could think it's something professionals do, and the amateur part isn't such a big role in the community. Is that something you notice during processing?
We also get a lot of just for fun pictures, you know, and I feel like in such a lab you get the same treatment as if you were a professional, or as if you were dropping 100 rolls at the same time. And I think that one thing that sets that apart also is the care that you put into each roll that comes, no matter where it comes from and no matter who dropped it. You get to have the chance to let us know exactly what you're looking for, to talk film, to learn a little bit more. We definitely get a lot of people that you know, are passionate about film photography as a hobby, and they send their film, and a lot of people just drop it by directly here in the store.
Maybe that's a good thing to round up with. There's one last question left. Is there anything you would tell somebody who's trying to get into photography or analog photography?
Have fun with it. Don't be afraid to ruin your pictures. Don't be afraid to ruin the film. Just enjoy the process, and you know, you will start looking at the world in a different way, because you have limited exposures and you have limited film. So be more attentive to the world you're shooting, but don't miss on any opportunities. Don't just keep waiting for that great picture. Sometimes it's just what's happening right across you that's going to be that one picture.
Rita, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Freunde, wir sind am Ende dieser
So, friends, we have reached the end of this short journey, but it naturally continues. We are on a mission to discover much more in the analog world. So definitely check out the other videos and stay tuned. Go ahead and subscribe, comment, and like. That will definitely support us greatly in what we do. I found it super interesting today to take a look behind the scenes at La Carmencita. It was kind of a whole new world that I hadn't gotten to know yet. Many thanks also to dear Albert for letting us drop by here and for all the insights. Maybe we can check out La Carmencita somewhere else in Spain or Portugal. That would be a cool idea. Definitely let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Otherwise, I'd say, see you in the next video. And until then, grab a film, a camera, and take some great shots.